Hey YouTube, this is Daniel Peters. Just wanted to make a quick video about the MPB36 PU Motorola baby monitor. A lot of people are having problems where when they hit the power button it doesn't come on. Well, I took the liberty of actually opening it up to see what was going on with it, and there's one screw that you have to take out, which is right there, to open up the unit. And then I used a pry tool, this here, to actually open it up and just basically pry away at the edges to open it up. Now, from what I found when I opened it was very surprising. And there's a few cables in here, so you don't want to pull this open, as it's held by that cable and a couple of others. I don't know if you could see it. Let me turn it this way. But of course Motorola doesn't recognize that there's a problem with their devices, so they're not replacing them. You see that right there? Right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so after looking at it, move this to the right, and remember again, don't pull this off. You'll see that power button right there. This piece here, you see that mine is a little bit dirty, but it sits here and it turns this off and on, and from pressing this, well, actually it doesn't switch that way, but it just pushes that down to turn it off and on. After so many push downs, those connectors, let's see, I don't know if my camera will zoom in that good. Let's take it, there we go. Okay, the connector on the right, J2, and the one, let me get my, okay. Alright, so this one and this one is loose, and unfortunately Motorola did not put enough solder on there to keep this loose, keep this on. So this is actually moving a little bit and it's not making contact. So when it hits, when you press the power and it presses onto this power button, it doesn't turn on or anything, and that's because these two solder joints are actually worn out. So what do you need to fix it? Well, first you need some solder, some cedar flux solder. I got this from Radio Shack. I think it was about 10 bucks, maybe about a year ago. And I got some flux. You need this in order to keep the solder from going all over the place and to keep it on the actual contact itself. And I have a pry tool and a solder unit. Now you can also resort to getting one of these, but those are not safe. So I resorted to a handheld one. Okay, so I am going to attempt to repair this here and there to get this button to work with this plastic piece here. And I can't hold the phone and solder at the same time, so I'll get back to you guys and let you know how it came out. Okay, so I actually added some more solder to it. It might be a little bit of an overkill, but I just want to make sure that it doesn't come loose again. And that's just one side, and I tried to put some on the other side, but we'll see how that little bit that I did add over here, let's see, right there, see how that works out. So I did add some over here at the other edge, and right there. So we'll see how this works out and test it out. So let's put this back on. And again, I didn't pull it off. I'm just in the testing phase. Let me put the power switch back on. Should have looked at this to see how it was actually sitting on there before I took it off. Okay, so just to show you what I did, and I had to put the phone down to kind of give you an idea of how I put the power button back on. But I basically used some tweezers. I took this and I sat it, as you can see it, I sat it in here, just like that. And remember, just look at the grooves. See if I can zoom in on that. My phone won't take it. Okay. And just remember that that has to be in that groove in order for that to sit in flush. And then, Chloe, then we could take our unit and try to close it back up. Be careful not to jam it, shove it, close it. If something is not closing properly, then just take a look at it and pop it on there. Okay, see that? Alright, so I'm going to try to snap this in place. Okay, YouTube, I just put it back together, and voila, it's working again. I almost threw this in the garbage, but it's now working. See, you hold the power button down and it stays on. Let me see if I can connect it to a camera. Okay, as you can see, it is fixed, and I'm able to control the camera, pan left to right, and it works. Any other questions? Just hit me up.